I used to be the eldest daughter of the Trumpet family, but it's a well-known fact that my parents love my little sister Caroline far more than they love me. After all, she was the pretty one compared to me. Yup, I've been told that several billion times per day. You see, my parents, Kevin and Odette, were one of the best-looking couples in the Trumpet clan. So the reason why I turned out so ugly was a mystery to them, but I just learned to live with it. Hi, I'm Patience Trumpet, and this is my story about how an ugga like me can still find happiness. Anyways, when I was 13 and Carrie was 8, Mom and Dad divorced. Dad left for his hot new mistress, and Mom had to step up and work for the first time in her life in order to keep afloat. But suddenly, she broke the news that changed my life for good.
Listen, Shrek, I can't support 2 kids anymore, so I have to keep one of you, and I choose Carrie.
What the hell? What am I supposed to do then? It's obviously unfair.
Here's the deal. Monday, I'm gonna take you to an orphanage. It ain't up for debate. And if you're lucky, then a couple of dumb suckers would take you off their hands.
I cried my eyes out for the rest of the weekend, and on Monday, off to the orphanage I went.
Well, here we are.
Good luck with Caroline. I love you, Mom.
I hate you too, Shrek. Toodaloo. Farewell. Do forget to write.
TBH, I was definitely afraid of that place. I heard lots of horror stories and rumors about it. Children were abused and starved for months at a time. But in reality, it was definitely contrary to my expectations. The caretakers are sweet, caring, fair, fun-loving, and very cool, and I made a lot of friends. Sure, there will be some nasty girls who try to torment me for being ugly, but fortunately, they always get the punishments that they deserve whenever that happens. At first, I was very upset because neither my mom nor my sister had ever visited me even once, but soon they'll be completely out of my mind. 1.5 years later, an uber-rich couple came to the orphanage to do some business. I didn't get my hopes up because they would rather adopt a toddler than a 14-year-old freshman like me. But soon, all my nerves were gone, thanks to them. I was summoned to Principal Etcher's office, and she said that the couple wanted to adopt me. It turns out I reminded them of their late daughter, who was murdered 5 years ago. And before I knew it, I was whisked away to a beautiful pink mansion, and I'm sleeping in a bedroom that's much bigger and better than my ex-sister's. Remember what I said about Christina and Austin being filthy stinkin' rich? I'm living the fairy tale, yo. Christina took me to her cousin's beauty salon. I got a fancy new hairstyle. Then she and I went shopping for designer clothes and bags. I transferred to one of the best public schools in the country. I constantly received praise from all my teachers for getting the highest marks in the class. And my favorite is music class, pretty soon. My new friends started to see me as more than just a pretty face. One weekend, when I was 17, me, my friends, and even my boyfriend were strolling to the park to have a picnic. I was wearing the cutest dress I've ever seen, and I was in the highest of spirits. We were chilling, laughing, playing a few of our favorite tunes, and eating the delicious snacks that I made myself. But all of a sudden...
Well, if it ain't Miss Shrek.
It was my estranged biological mom. Everyone froze in place, including me. I wanted to embrace her so badly. That is, if she apologized for what she had done. But no, she looked at me like I was some sort of ghost.
You've physically changed. You know, with a beautiful dress and the hair extensions.
I was about to cry, but I was able to pull myself together. After all, she also physically changed, and in a very bad way. She was wearing ugly rags fresh out of a garbage can. Her beautiful black curly locks are replaced with a gray dusty mess. And don't get me started on those giant bags under her eyes, and that scar on her face. Did she get beaten up or something? In case you're wondering, I got adopted.
So I heard, bub. So I heard. Just like with how I put you up for adoption 4 years ago. That's all the family has been talking about. And because of how très chic you look now, the couple who adopted you must be very wealthy.
Mom, or should I say, Caroline's mother, glared at me with contempt, which really hurt my feelings. I now realized she never cared or missed me at all. I was her inferior daughter, so she does not need me.
I hope their dirty money will help you marry well. After all, with that ugly mug of yours, you would often die alone. Ugh, looks like I was right to choose Caroline over you. Anyways, see ya.
Whoa, just wow. It may be visibly clear that due to dealing with so much crap, she's now a shell of her former self. But her heart is colder and even scummier than the last time we saw each other since middle school. Later that night, I discussed with my new parents about my encounter with Caroline's mom. But what they said next made me realize what was going on with her. Turns out Odette used to be one of Christina, Austin's employees, but she had been a huge liability to their company. Instead of doing her job, she has been praising Caroline's beauty and grace to their coworkers while harshly judging their children during work hours. Through time, they grew sick and tired of her arrogance. But when they try to tell her to shut up, she will force all the hard tasks onto them or dislocate their everything. But the final blow came when she embezzled the company funds in order to maintain the beauty of her only daughter. Good thing my new parents caught her just in time.
You're fired.
As for the oh-so-beautiful daughter who she loves so much, word has it that she is quite the brat. She's been hanging out with the biggest bullies and troublemakers in her school. Let me rephrase that. She was their leader. When they're not beating on poor, innocent, defenseless children, they would vandalize the place or backsass the teachers. Heck, she's been in and out of juvie hall for being the ringleader. Not to mention, since the day I was kicked out of my old home, her relationship with Mom flew south for the winter. Every single day, Caroline would run her up and down like a round-the-clock maid. Most of the money that was supposed to be for the house was spent on goofing off with her friends. Coming to think of it, it was Caroline's idea for Mom to embezzle that money from her work.
I want more green, and I want it now.
She knew it'd get Mom in trouble, but she just doesn't care about no one but herself. For a whole week, Carrie verbally, emotionally, and physically attacked her mother after she revealed that she had failed in her mission. She destroyed everything in her path, including the television.
Apologize for being a disgrace of a mom.
Thanks to Carrie's entitlement and psychotic behavior, her mom was under a lot of stress. So, when she saw me having a good time with my friends at the park earlier, she was jealous of my happy ending.
How dare that troll of a girl have a better life than us?
So she said that nasty stuff to vent and spoil my mood.
We're so sorry that happened to you, sweet pea. Just ignore what your mother said. We are now your parents, and your home is here in our mansion. And that is all that matters.
Makeover or no makeover, you are a very beautiful girl, both inside and out. And if they don't like it, then something is really wrong with them.
I love you, Mom and Dad.
We love you too.
Now that I was all perked up, I had an idea of how I could stand up to Mom without saying anything. We took a selfie and posted on our socials. You know what they say. A picture is worth 1,000 words. As soon as Odette saw the post about me and my adoptive parents, she and Caroline obviously froze, with their jaws on the floor.